Hey everyone, so PR and growth. Before we begin our talk here, kind of quick show of hands, how many of you in the crowd are trying to either going to launch an ICO or token sale? All right, so there's quite a bit of you, and then also too, if you are pondering and thinking about it, this is a big, important topic, how to launch your PR and growth. We're going to have Brian Evans start off, and we're going to cover different tactics, tools that you can utilize as a founder, and also working with other PR agencies to kind of plan and deploy your marketing and growth campaigns. So I'll let Brian take it off from here.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to talk about some PR tools and tactics that I've personally used to get featured on all these sites, not just for myself, but for clients in my own companies. So let's get right into it. Okay. So first of all, PR is not optional. If you're doing an ICO, the caveman days are over. Okay. I hear it literally every day now that people say, well, you know, Ethereum didn't do press or whatever didn't do press back in the day, or at least at the time. So they think they shouldn't have to do press. But there's thousands, hundreds to thousands of ICOs now, so it's more competitive, right? So you need to do better than the people before you. And if you don't do press, something like that might happen. Okay, so here's the first thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. So I'm talking about the Jamie Dimon thing with Bitcoin. Obviously, that's an extreme example of what could happen if you're not doing press. So yeah.
And we'll send you slides after, too.
Yeah, so. We'll send you the slides after. So most people assume that nobody influential is following them, okay? I hear this all the time. People say, well, I don't know anybody. How am I going to do my own press? Let me tell you, you probably have somebody following you, whether it's on LinkedIn or whether it's on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, that's connected to press in some capacity. There's also a tool called socialrank.com. It's a really good tool. It'll literally do this. It'll rank your followers for you and say, these are the people following you, and it'll rank them literally by how it deems, you know, how important it deems they are. There's also, you can rank them by, you know, journalists and things like that. These are people following me that I had no idea. In some cases, I didn't know Gordon Ramsay was following me. That's good to know. There's also all these writers and journalists that were following me that I had no idea. Also, this guy was following me, which brings me to my next topic, how to get the right people following you. So I use a tool called tweepsmap.com. This is very relevant for ICOs that want to geo-target. It'll literally help you find followers in geographic locations, especially on Twitter. So I have 400,000 followers roughly on Twitter, and I've got them entirely using this method. So basically how it works is, so on Tweepsmap, you can pick what criteria you want to find people to follow. So if you want to get press, you're going to write writer, journalist, contributor, columnist. So basically what this means is you're going to create a list of people to follow that are writers for platforms. You don't want to pitch the platform directly. If you pitch the platform directly, they're probably not going to give you the time of day, or they're going to charge you obscene amounts of money. You want to go to the columnists of the platform to pitch them. I use a program called RapidClick in combination with Tweepsmap. So what it does is it generates a list of people to follow that are writers and columnists for these different platforms, and it'll then follow them for me using RapidClick. So I'll follow a lot of people this way. I have like thousands of writers for these different platforms that now follow me, and if they're following you, that opens up the possibility of direct messaging them. So I'll send a direct message. I'll send sometimes dozens a day and say, hey, I see you're writing about this particular topic usually. You know, can we do a story together? And then I'll weave in my company or whatever I'm particularly promoting to give them quotes and help build their story. Okay, so podcasts. So podcasts are extremely powerful for the blockchain space because there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. Julian from 10X was on a podcast, one of my friends, Create Your Own Life, Jeremy Ryan Slate. It's a big entrepreneur podcast. And this was his most engaged episode because all Julian was doing was educating the crowd about blockchain and crypto. And they were eating it up. It was like the most engaged podcast he had. So if you're launching an ICO or thinking about launching an ICO, get on podcasts, educate people about blockchain, and then you can, you know, weave in what you're doing, what solution you're providing with your platform. I'm just going to skip over a few things here for time. So, okay, so really great examples of podcasts, because the objection people typically have is, well, I don't know how to talk on a podcast, I don't know what I should talk about. Check out these 3 podcasts. Lewis Howes, great podcast. Jeremy Ryan Slate, the one I was talking about. Chris Farrell, Setbacks and Success. Particularly noting the third one there, Setbacks and Success. A lot of people think that you connect with people by telling them about your success. But really, people want to know, what did you do when you're in that moment of failure? What was the biggest struggle you had? Because other people might be in that moment, and they want to learn what to do. So you can, that's a really good one to watch to learn how to present on a podcast. So, okay, when you do get around to pitching articles and podcasts, this is a big point. I want to emphasize this strongly. Don't pitch them and say, hey, I want to pitch my ICO on your, on your podcast and do an article about, all the sales points of my platform. You want to find a way to provide value to their audience. What can you educate them on? Like in the example of 10X, Julian on the Create Your Own Life podcast, he just went on there and just talked about blockchain and literally just educated the audience on crypto. And they were like, at the end, they were just sitting there like, they were dumbfounded about what was actually going on. And then, of course, they got involved with 10X because they thought what he did was so valuable. Okay, so this other thing, too. There's automation in some cases is okay. But here's something that happens to me all the time since I use my middle initial, Brian D. People send me messages daily. Hello, Brian D. So if you're going to use templates, be very careful because I literally delete these. Like, I don't even open the emails or open the messages on LinkedIn. So be very careful with automation. Okay, so in our world, people still care about followers, right? It's a fortunate, unfortunate thing. I wrote this article on Inc. magazine, how to get 100,000 Facebook fans in 30 days. This is a really good tactic. People say, well, I don't know how to build a following. Here's a simple tactic you can use right now in the next 30 days. You can get 100,000 followers. I did it on my page for Influensive. It's a media platform that I run. So you post something on Facebook, and what happens is you get a bunch of people liking that particular piece of media, but they don't like your page, so they're not going to see you again necessarily, right? So what you do is when people engage with your content that's not necessarily them being on your page, there's a little, see, click here, there's a little, you can click on the number of people that have liked that particular form of media, and it'll pop up this box on the right side here that you can invite them to like your page. It specifically works up until 100,000 followers in 30 days. And yeah, I use it on Influensive. It's up to 800,000, something like that now. But I got the first 100,000 literally using this method. It cost me nothing just to click on invite. I had a few virtual assistants help me click on invite, and I got 100,000 in 30 days. Okay, so another quick tactic. Twitter verification. As you're getting press, right, on Twitter, make a personal profile, put the logos of the platforms that you are on in your Twitter header there, okay? And also for your bio, I'm an Inc. 500 entrepreneur. I just basically brag about yourself, make yourself look amazing, whatever. And then you can go to, it's a public link, verification.twitter.com. What this does, it's super powerful. I'm going to tell you why. So it opens up this special menu on Twitter, the verification tab. Right now, for me on Twitter, the problem is I'll never see a message if it's not from a verified account because I get thousands of messages a day. However, I'll see every single message in the verified tab. So if I want to get in touch with Vitalik, for example, Ethereum, he's probably going to see it because he's getting inundated with regular non-verified messages, but he's not getting lots of verified messages. So it's a clever way to basically get in touch with anybody. I've got in touch with Mark Cuban and all sorts of people just by sending them putting a message on Twitter and getting in their verified inbox. So it's not that hard to get verified. You basically it's appearance. You want to look like as you're featured in all this media, you want to just make it look really good. You don't have to be an actual celebrity, et cetera. You just have to have some good press. So. Yeah, I'm going to hand it over to you, Justin.
All right. Clicker. All right, thanks, Brian. So PR, podcasts, stories, articles is great but not by themselves. Just because you got featured, if nobody sees it and it doesn't get amplified, that's kind of useless. So going to play off that and go more into the kind of more growth and launching and amplification. And my background, I've done a lot of crowdfunding launches, Kickstarters, launched kind of a 7-figure campaign, 2.5 million in 30 days for some hardware products. Also kind of got top rank for that product. Also involved with running growth for Unicoin Gold, crowd sale going on right now, esports token. And so, what's the secret sauce behind these launches or any product launches? Is there a magic button? A lot of token sales growth, they want to go out and hire growth hackers to hit this magic button and just drive massive amount of growth, right? The reality is, it's not about that. It's about understanding the stages of your launch from pre-launch, launch, and post-launch, because you want to you want to handle beyond even the ICO. And I see it so many times where a lot of ICOs and tokens want to launch and they don't even have a pre-sale list. Well, that's great. You're going to start your party with nobody inside your house and club. You know what? So you want to get that pre-sale really nailed down. And what you also want to do is not only just do PR. PR is very important, but you want to stack growth all across from different channels, from Twitter, Reddit, Telegram, Slack, everything, and stack that all in unison together and funnel people to your token sale site, your email sign up, everywhere, and then drive that and stack that in a cohesive way. There's no shortcuts to this. Now, what I see with a lot of others before I get into the tools and tactics is that most people don't have any plan or roadmap when it comes to execution. And it just takes sitting down and thinking about what is the exact process and way that you need to go out and launch your company. There's a lot of tools, noise out there for different things, from how to growth hack Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. That's all noise. Map out your roadmap first and find out what exactly channels and things you need, whether it be social, email, inbound, ad retargeting. Then once you know those answers, or at least ask those questions, then the tools become much more simpler, because then you can go use Google and just find solutions for social, find solutions for inbound marketing, email. Because the marketing tech world, there's a lot of tools out there, right? And I can go list on every day and just wow you. But the reality is, if you know the questions and know the plan first, executing this is much more easier, and you'll be able to kind of really build your funnel in a cohesive way that leads everything to your crowd sale. And PR is just one component of it. Don't forget ads, don't forget social, don't forget building community, and don't forget the inbound marketing funnel, because everything else is just a distribution channel. So let's just get into kind of just like a lot of quick tools. Again, I might go through these slides pretty quick here. And again, you can always reach out to both of us for a copy of our slides here. So first tool that I like to use, Ad Espresso. So how many times have we seen token sales or ICOs out there showing you the same ad? Buy now, massive discount, 50% off if you buy now. Well, they're not, how do they know, those marketers know if that's the best copy or not? I just keep seeing the same ad over and over. Use Ad Espresso to create different messages. You can upload different headers, different texts, and it'll play out the combinations for you, and then you can pick out the winner. So Ad Espresso is a quick ad automation tool that you can utilize to deploy your ads. To manage all your social, obviously running all social channels is hard. Buffer is a quick, easy to use tool, lets you write a message and post it out to all social, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, all that good stuff. In terms of landing pages, if you want to create a lot of landing pages, here's a really quick, easy, what you get editor called Instapage. And what it allows me to do is to think of different buckets. If I'm speaking to different audience, let's say I'm doing something for esports, right? I should have a page that's catered to esports teams. I have another page that's dedicated to esports bettors. And then I have another one that's more on the blockchain and crypto investors only. And if I ran that one single page and that same ad to every single audience, they're going to respond to it differently. A gamer doesn't really know much about the blockchain, so we have to educate them on a different landing page. And so that's what you have to think about. Everybody's showing the same message, same ad, same landing page, the same people, and that just doesn't work in a more traditional, kind of normal marketing space outside of crypto. Again, just like different landing pages, different tests, allows you to kind of see different conversions. Just skip through that. Another quick tool that I like to use is you can go out and sit there and try to invent your ads and your creatives, your images, but why not? Why do it from yourself when you can look at other competitors? Get Compass allows you to spy on other people's ads, and then you can take their copy, you can see what's going on, you can see how many likes, comments, and then go out and derive from there. Next is Chat Fuel. So I want to tell you something that's really quick about chatbots. Okay, I'm going out running paid acquisition, maybe getting emails in for $1 to $3 plus or minus depending on the niche or industry or campaign. Well, with chatbots, there's a lot of bonuses why you want to choose chatbots maybe over emails is that with chatbots, one, I can run retargeted ads to them. Well, you could do that with emails too, but the thing is I can also still solicit emails from my Facebook chatbot, and also two, I can also do push messages that goes through the notifications, gets through the spam guard, and so in this case, what we're seeing with chatbots is anywhere from like a 60 to 80% open rate to like a 40 double-digit plus click-through rate. Now, tell me what email campaign can do that these days? Not very much. And it's much more low cost, and you can still get the email. So think about chatbots. Chatfuel is a completely free-to-use tool, drag and drop, similar to building like an email marketing funnel. And if you can still acquire even equivalent to your email acquisition costs, try chatbots on your page. And one cool thing about chatbots is that if anybody comments on a Facebook post that you created, your chatbot can immediately reach out and respond to them, and then that's how you can get people into your funnel. So when you go out and deploy chatbots, how you get people is not running ads to your chatbot, but creating posts that can generate conversations, and then the chatbot will come in there and talk to send a welcome message, and then bring them into the funnel. So think of Chatfuel like a email/landing page funnel, except it's a little more social. Here's another campaign. Another good tool that you want to utilize is called Thunderclap It. Thunderclap allows you to get all your followers to join in your campaign, and then when you're ready to launch your actual crowd sale, all your followers will then, Thunderclap will allow you to push a tweet to all your followers and allow you to kind of do this big reach, big announcement, and really get your message out there to let everybody know that your crowd sale is going. So as I said, there's a lot of tools out there. We can continue going on and chat offline, but hopefully we gave you kind of a good primer on thinking about PR and growth and getting more of the mindset, and then allow you to go out and figure out the tools that you need. Thanks.
Thank you.